Hey, Jonathan, Shamim here. As requested, this is a video demonstrating the features of the Spark 2 soundboard that's installed on your Epoch, as well as an instructional on how to access the SD card and do some of the other maintenance things that you may need to do while you have your Saber. So starting off, down here, the recharge port is next to the CoverTech knob. So first things first is to pull that out to boot up the Saber. You have a nice loud sound. The primary AV switch, the blue one, will be blinking while the boot up sound plays, and then after the boot up sound finishes playing, then both of them will start blinking together. This blinking pattern is a random one that I selected. There are several different preset blinking patterns for the two AV switches that you can customize or that you can select via the removable SD card. So it's blinking, that means that power is running and you're able to get started. Press the blue one to activate. Press the green one while the Saber is on to activate blaster deflection. And you'll notice the flash that will occur during the auxiliary sound effect. Press and hold to activate blade lockup. And that will play for as long as you want. Press again to deactivate. It goes back to idle hum. Press and hold the blue one to turn it off. Okay. Now that it's off and the AV switches are blinking, you can press the green one to cycle through the different sound fonts that are loaded. So if you press it once, it'll play the boot up sound for the current font that is selected. Okay.
I will finish what we started.
So that's the second font.
I will. Perseverance.
And there's Perseverance.
Perseverance. Saber tracks.
And then it also has Saber tracks, which plays music. I've never played with this feature, so I don't really know how it works, but there are instructional details in the Spark 2 manual that you can read, and if you want to play around with it, you can. Saber tracks basically functions as a fourth sound bank, so if you don't want it, you can just cycle past it. And back to that one.
I will.
Come on. There we go. Okay, back to blinking. So we'll put the kill key back in for now. I'll be including a charger, and this is where you'll plug in the charger to charge the Saber. To access the SD card, here's the pommel back here. Start unscrewing that. You will find the speaker. The speaker is held in place by force between the pommel and the rest of the internals with a bit of Velcro in between to cushion it. So the speaker, you'll hear, is loose. And this allows you to pull it aside, move it aside. There's hot glue here that is protecting the solder joints themselves so that the wire and the solder joints, they don't get damaged, they don't rip apart, which is good. And here, there's a little roll of Velcro that sits in between the speaker and the rest of the internal electronics. It's a little hard to see. I tried to do the lighting in here as best as I could. But this is the recharge port right here. You can see right there with the kill key. And the SD card is here. You see where that little screw is right there? Right there, that little line going up and down, that's the SD card. So the soundboard, if you look here, this is where the recharge port is. And this is where the AV switches are. The soundboard and battery pack are lined up right here. So the SD card is right around here, right behind the recharge port. And I arranged it in such a way that it would be as easily accessible as possible. There it is again, there's the screw. Let me get a better angle with the better lighting. Okay, there you can see it. That white little line across the top, that's the SD card and the soundboard. So to get that, long nose pliers. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to push in onto the SD card to, push it in, and then it'll pop out. Then you can go in and grab it and pull it out. I don't know if I'll be able to do this and you see it at the same time. I'll certainly try. Actually, I better do it like this just to make sure I don't poke anything else. But I'll see if you can get the sound of the SD. There, I don't know if you heard that little click, but the SD card is now out. Yep, the SD card is out, and I'll be able to go in and grab it with my pliers. That's as easy as it is, quote unquote easy. Normally, on a usual hilt, you'd be able to just pull the whole chassis out and then very easily, with your fingers, get the SD card. But unfortunately, because of the way that this old Epoch was drilled, they drilled the port for the recharge port here. And so I had no choice but to do it the way that it is. But anyway, there it is. Everything that you need is on here. If your computer, you'll need a PC to do all the configuration settings. If your PC doesn't have a micro SD port already built in, you can easily go to Best Buy or Target and buy one for like 10 bucks or off of Amazon or something, and get a SD card adapter. You can plug it in. The full manual for the soundboard, as well as the configuration editor program, the software, are all installed on this SD card. They're also available directly off of saberigniter.com, which is Nigon's website where the Spark 2 is made. So if you need to re-download the configuration editor or anything else, those files are also available on saberigniter.com. Follow the manual to adjust any of the settings, to upload new fonts. It's an NEC soundboard, so if you go on saberfonts.com and want to download additional fonts, you'll want to get NEC fonts. When you're done and you've adjusted the sensitivity, configuration settings, you're ready to put it back in. You just grab it, get some good lighting, not like what I have here, I'm sorry, I did the best that I could, and then just kind of put it back in. There we go. Alright, I've put it back in now, and with my finger I'm just going to gently pop it in until it goes in. And there was the click. It is now installed back into the soundboard. I'll just double check by pulling the kill key. Oh, that means I didn't put it in all the way. There we go. If the first AV switch is blinking but nothing else is happening, that means the SD card didn't go in all the way. Now we'll try it again. There we go. We have the sound and both AV switches light up. We're ready to go. Okay. Plug the kill key back in. That's good. So I got to show you that. So if that ever happens, that means something with the SD card is not right. Go try and put it in again. I'm going to replace the Velcro now in between the recharge port and the speaker. It doesn't matter what direction it goes in. Just kind of put it in like so that it creates a flat bed for the speaker to sit upon. Like that. Speaker's back in. And then the pommel will go in here. It'll make the speaker flat. And as you tighten the pommel, the Velcro will compress and you'll end up with a very tight fit where nothing is rattling and everything inside is secured, with Velcro and with internal compression, and it keeps it very sturdy, and you can duel with it, and the Velcro will absorb all of the shocks, or not all the shocks, but a lot of the shocks, and dissipate that. So that's a good thing about the Velcro chassis that I found. Yeah, that's all I can think of. Cover tech knob, there you go. These are 832 screws. This one up here is for blade retention, to remove the blade plug and put in a blade. This one down here keeps these two halves of the saber together. It's threaded right here, and then this one locks the threads together. So you shouldn't need to ever unscrew this one. This is not an LED retention screw. And as I mentioned, this does not have quick connects installed because of the way that this particular saber design is manufactured. So this is the only thing you'll ever need to unscrew. If you have any questions, or if anything crazy happens, the soundboard explodes or something, just shoot me a message and we'll figure something out. And again, if you have any questions, let me know, and I hope that you enjoy your saber. Thanks a lot for the opportunity. It was a very fun build to do. Peace out, man. May the force be with you.